Hello, everybody.
I'm usually on Red Valkyrie show right now, but
all right.
I heard some of the conversation earlier when I dropped in there. Well, thank you guys. First off, thank you guys for both coming.
We're live and internet.
No, I'm
out of here. I'm out of here. I'm leaving.
What happened?
Well, Rex is saying he's out of here. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, welcome to the Mikestand, everybody. Yes, I know I initially promised Tim Olson would be here with me, but apparently he's having...
Well, you were thanking us for coming on, and
well, let me get to that, Rex. I'm going through all that right now. But with that, I was able to get some people to fill in for Tim, and hopefully get you guys on more often if you guys enjoy doing the show. I have Rex Christian from Devil Flyer Momentum, as well as his buddy there, Shadowhawk.
Hello.
Now tonight, of course, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going over comics that went on sale in February 1940 from Hillman Comics, Miracle Comics Volume 1, Issue 2, and Rocket Comics Volume 1, Issue 2. Now, these two particular comics, Miracle Comics only ran 4 issues, and Rocket Comics only ran 3. But Hillman would later, of course, give us Airboy, as well as I believe Blue Bolt. So I think I don't know if Blue Bolt was them or one of the Blue Bolt might have been somebody else, but I do believe they gave us Airboy comic. So the two features we're going to be focusing in on tonight are going to be Sky Wizard and Rocket Riley. So, but of course, before we do get into all that, as I customarily do, first off, if you guys haven't already, if you guys can help us out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That would be appreciated. Also, if anything here we talk about grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. Let me get caught up with these comments real quick. Rex saying, hey all. First in, yes you were. Hail Xenu and Xena from Elk. And then Rex responded, hey Elk. And then Hail, Devil, and Shadow and all. All right. So, now, of course, before we get into the material here, I am going to give you guys each a chance. We'll start with Rex and Shadowhawk if you want to do one as well. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, talk about, tell everybody who you are, what you do, promote anything, share any links if you'd like, any links to Rex. I know you recently came out with a comic book. I'm sure you want to at least try to plug a little bit here. So if you want to do that, you're welcome to do that here now.
I'm good.
All right. You don't want to at least tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Okay.
Drop your link, Rex. You can... Damn it! Don't make me smack you.
It's taking me I am on delay. I'm in my safe house, my safe space, with the girls in the basement.
Hello, everybody. The Elk of Antioch. Fuck them, brother.
Yeah. All right. Shadowhawk, would you like to do anything for that? Yeah. Oh.
Moving on.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I wasn't sure if you wanted to or not.
If you don't know Shadowhawk, I'm a giant supporter of originally CG, now CG / indie comics, and huge. I'm huge. I can't even tell you how huge my support has been. I'm also a giant fan of comic books, and I've been
right?
I've also been Rex's co-host for gonna be 2 years in what, Rex?
Almost.
About 9 days, something like that.
21st.
It'll be 2 years on the 21st. So yeah, we're closing in on that. So yeah,
There's one word that describes it. I think it's
I'm a highly opinionated supporter, part-time editor, idea contributor who asks for no recompense whatsoever. I just like to be a part of the indie scene and what's going on in comics right now.
You just like being part of the community, right?
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing because the mainstream is not giving us anything that we want. They're just not. I mean, there's a couple of good mainstream books out there. I was shocked actually. I went to the store on this year's Free Comic Book Day, and I picked out my 5 free comic books, and actually 3 out of those 5 were not horrible.
Yeah.
So, compared to the last time I went to Free Comic, yeah. I read the 5. They're just short little, free comic book day ones. The Ninja Turtles was pretty good. The Conan was fucking.
What is comic book? What is Free Comic Book Day for those that don't know?
Once a day or once a year. Was it May 5th? I think.
Yeah, it's May 5th.
On my anniversary. Yeah. They give away a certain number of free comics to try to promote and help generate a new audience for comic books. And usually at the same time, most comic book owners will take advantage of that day to do like mega sales and put out, all their dollar boxes like on the sidewalk sale or something, so you can like sift through all the dollar comics while you just happen to be there picking up some free comics.
All right.
Which is, so it works out, pretty good for everybody, except the problem with this whole scenario is that nobody talks about.
Well, I know people were talking about it like a couple of years ago, but it's actually been, as I understand it, it started something like 20 years ago.
The retailers still have to pay for the books. They give them away for free, but they still have to pay for them.
Oh, they have to pay to order them, basically.
Yeah, they're still paying.
They order them.
Regular book prices. You want a case of comics? Okay, here's a case of comics. This is what the price of it is. But this is for free comic book day.
I think they get a little price. I think they get a little price break on it.
They probably get a price break, but still, they're still paying for them, and they still gotta give them away.
Yeah, I agree.
So
here's a little funny little tidbit.
If you just walk in, all right, wait, Mike, hold on. Give me 1 second.
All right.
If you just walk in the store and you pick up all the free comic books off the fucking Free Comic Book Day table, and you don't buy at least one other book or some supplies or something, then that retailer is losing money on you as a customer. That's the whole point. Free comic book it's a two-edged sword, man.
Yeah, the double-edged sword. Well, here's an interesting little tidbit that just came out within the last couple of days. So the comic book store that apparently started it, I don't know the name of the store itself, but I know they mentioned this in the news recently. But the comic book store that started the Free Comic Book Day just had yeah, they just had to close their doors.
I didn't know there was somebody that was responsible
we better
for this
pick up
mess.
the pace.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
Comic Artist Pro Secrets is streaming.
Yeah.
Oh
well,
shit!
Anyway,
Ethan's doing a trash cast.
Yeah. Well, I highlighted this because Rex,
no,
this is on my comic link to your book. So if you guys want to go check that out, I'm sure Rex would really appreciate that.
Thank you,
and
sir.
also, I guess as to end our
I would not.
Elk was pointing out that they pay shipping, I believe. So, and then the Elk at Antioch says my LCS is staffed by pansexual trio with green and pink hair. I await their conclusion. All right, so. And here is, I guess.
I was shocked that
channel.
All right.
I was shocked that I even had an LCS that had comic book supplies because I've hit 4 or 5 of them in this area, and they've just turned into pop stores and tabletop games.
Well, that's been happening a lot lately.
Funko
though.
Pop.
A lot of comic book. A lot of comic book shops have had to expand their business in that sense because the comic books just aren't selling. A lot of the mainstream comic books are not selling.
Well, dude, okay. How do you do this? I come in and I go, I want 3 short boxes, and they go, yeah, we got those. Okay, yeah, wait. And they're like, all right, where are the lids for them? Oh, we don't have those.
So anyway,
how do you not have the lids?
Okay, cool. Yeah. So anyways, and for those of you, if you guys, if you guys can go and subscribe to Rex's channel here as well, so that see if he can get some more people to watch. Shadowhawk and Rex are cool guys to watch and really listen to and stuff. If you guys want to go check them out.
Thank you, Mike.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, now, why don't we get into as they would say in the TV room? Let's get to our feature presentation, as it were, right, guys?
I'm not sending you dick pics.
No, that's not what I'm talking about, Rex. Oh boy.
Oh, well, I sent them anyway, Mike. Check your file.
Oh boy. Anyways, so this is the site I use. Now, let me ask it. So, did you guys just want to commentate, or did you guys actually want to read along and do voices and stuff like that? Do part of the dramatic reading. Did you guys just want to you feel you just want to commentate?
I'm on delay, so I'm not going to try and read.
All right, so I'll just do the reading then. Now, as I said, as we're going through this, if you guys, if anything,
I don't know if you muted me, Mike, or whatever, but yeah, no, I'm good, man.
All right. Well, I didn't mute you.
I don't think I've ever seen Miracle Comics. Maybe in a reference book, but other than that,
as I pointed out at the beginning, Rex, Miracle Comics only ran for 4 issues. Rocket Comics, the other one only ran for 3. So these were 2 of the lesser known books, obviously. I think they both ran until like March of, went on, on newsstands till March of 40. And then I think sometime late in 40, early 41, Miracle Comics came out with issue 4 in the, late 40, early 41 there. So, anyways, let's get into this then. So, and you guys, so as I said, if anything grabs your attention here as we're looking at the stuff, whether it be the art or anything about the story, just feel free to chime in and say, hey, and just give your commentary as we go through this. So here's Miracle Comics #2, cover date March. This book went on sale on newsstands in February of 1940, so it was cover date March of 1940. 10 cents, and among the features also include Dash Dixon, the Scorpion, Blanda, the Jungle Queen. So, and that Sky Wizard right there, the main guy here. So, super
you gotta
feature.
Wonder, and who was the publisher of this, Mike?
Hillman Comics. Hillman Publications.
Okay, I have heard of Hillman.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as I understand it, I think Hillman at the very
you gotta wonder.
Okay. Go ahead, Rick.
You gotta wonder if if the stands were glutted with all the Golden Age books, would this even be on your radar or something you'd want to pick up? This has got to be low print, obscure, one of the smaller publishers, buried under the glut of millions of comics that were being published.
Well,
very rare indeed. Hey, good night, Spoon.
Yeah. Well, as I pointed out before, with these shows, Rex, with a lot of the dissatisfaction that people have been finding with modern comics, right, with mainstream comics in particular, going the indie route is obviously one avenue people might explore. But one of the things that's been talked about a little bit too here, and of course I do this too to in part promote what got a lot of us into comics in the first place. Going back in time and looking at these books, I just very systematically work through it, getting people exposed to these books, maybe people might say, oh, I might want to go check that out, even though these particular two books only ran 4 and 3 issues respectively, but yeah, so, but the idea is getting the stuff exposed, and Hey, there's these people aren't Rick. Well, yeah, he wasn't able to fill in there, but howdy, Rick. All right. So, anyways, so you see the cover there with the super feature there, and I only picked 2 because the 2 features are 20 and 16 pages, respectively. So. And then there's an ad for
artist. That's cool.
Yeah, that's neat, man.
Rocket Riley, Prince of the Planet, Red Roberts, the Electro Man, the Steel Shark, Hurricane. Those are in the other book we're going to read, Rocket Comics. But,
Anthology's very popular at this time with a lot of different features. A lot of different characters.
A lot of different features, and also a lot of diversity. A lot of diversity in genres too, because you have books where some of them were sci-fi, and you'd have a sci-fi story in one book, and then maybe a jungle
but there,
in another.
That's nobody uses the D word.
But was there any inclusion? Diversity and inclusion.
Was there any equity?
No, they didn't. They didn't really push a lot of that asset, but mind you, here's something that, particularly as World War II was really getting going, right? Because a lot of the comic
emotional damage.
Yeah. Because a lot of the comic book creators of the time were of Jewish descent, there was a lot of caricatures of Hitler in there, in a lot of these stories, particularly in the war-related stories.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So,
Sky Wizard, Master of Space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the first story we're going to read here. By Emil C. Schumacher. So that's at least the writer of the story here. I think he might be the artist as well. What has gone before from his lofty lair in far-off Tibet, the sinister influences of the Unholy One are directed against Sky Wizard, world's greatest scientist, Captain Henry Dare, veteran transport pilot, Patricia and Jerry, children of Captain Dare, who is leaving them in Sky Wizard's care. Hawk, Armand, and Vera, the Tigress, international crooks, try to steal airplane designs from Sky Wizard. They kidnap and almost kill Pat and Terry.
Oh no!
In so doing, but Sky Wizard arrives just in time. The huge flying snowmen of the Himalayas capture Captain Dare.
Flying snowmen?
Yeah, yes. They did have some imagination back then. Albeit there have been people on here who criticized some of it.
No wonder it only lasted 3 or 4 issues.
There were some interesting leaps in logic in some of the writings of the stories of this time too that you'll probably see quite a bit of. Let's see. Sky Wizard and the kids watch in the teleray machine, determined to rescue the captain from the Unholy One's clutches. Sky Wizard, Pat and Jerry prepare to take off for the Himalayas. Aboard Sky Island, one of the scientists' greatest inventions, a space-floating island driven by airplane engines. They have just cast off when Hawk Armand and his cronies appear. Now go on with the story. I get that for a moment. They're in so think about this from back. So if we're to say that this is from the time that this went on sale, right? In I guess the Hillman Comics universe here, right? This is February of 1940, right? In the Hillman comic universe of February 1940, you had somebody who was able to build basically a flying island that was able to venture into space powered by airplane engines. That's kind of pretty remarkable. I'd say that's pretty remarkable technology for the time, wouldn't you say?
Futuristic.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways. And I guess you guys are having a bit of a good conversation there in the chat with them. All right. They're getting away on a floating island, and they've croaked poor Spud. He's dead.
Oh my God! Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go.
You tiring out there?
I see, Shadow.
Take care, bro. Thanks for giving it a shot. At least, do appreciate it.
Don't tell him what he's got going on in the house.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad I'm glad that
he's deader than the mackerel.
Yep. Deader than mackerel.
What's that?
What?
Got clutched in his hand.
Clutched. You want to do some of the reading? You want to do some of the dramatic reading here, Rex?
It'll be on delay, but sure.
All right. Well, so do you want to do the guy in the brown shirt, or do you want to do the guy in the blue?
I'll do the guy with the monocle. How's that?
All right. That's the guy in the. Okay. It gave way when he did a a Brody off that funny-looking blimp.
So this is what the floating island is made of, eh? That gives me an idea.
Sky Wizard's escaping. Somebody has to do it.
He thinks he is. I've got a trick that'll make him beg for mercy. To the hideout, quick.
Somebody's got to do the female roles.
It ain't me.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll do the kid. Let's see. So the two kids. There's the two kids, and then Sky Wizard. Did you want to do Sky Wizard? I'll do the two kids.
Sure.
All right. We're so high, though the world looks like a toy. What's our altitude, Sky Wizard?
10,000 feet, and we're going to climb another 40,000 feet into the stratosphere. It's time I showed you how we'll live nearly 10 miles up in the sky where we can't breathe and we'll suffocate and die.
Yep.
Was that it? Or are we changing the page?
Well, yeah. On this part,
first of all, always wear your oxygen visor so you can get plenty of air at high altitudes.
Yeah. You mean we even have to wear this when we sleep?
No, we don't have to wear them in the house. This atmosphere condenser I invented supplies the same amount of air that we normally breathe at sea level. Now come into the next room. Why, Sky Wizard, what huge tomatoes and strawberries and things. And they're all growing in a little water.
Okay. All right.
Just trying to speed things up, Mike.
Yeah.
Surprised? This is our food supply, grown by the new science of hydroponics. Wow. Talking about hydroponics back then.
Yeah. It's simply marvelous. This peach is swell. The Gauge Devil says we are at 50,000 feet, Master.
Good. Turn on the full throttle. We're off to rescue Captain Dare. I like his outfit with the rivets and everything. Very cool.
Very sci-fi, right?
Very retro.
All right. So, but as Sky Island,
it's it's got that.
All right.
Go ahead.
You were saying something, Rex? Go ahead.
It's got that Flash Gordon Buck Rogers feel to it. It's really cool. And Devil Flyer's got a fin on his head as well, on his helmet.
Okay. Yeah. But a Sky Island and its 4 occupants zoom off to rescue brave Captain Dare. Hawk Armand, in his hideout, has devised a sinister plot to seal their doom. I still don't understand.
Oh, no.
It's great to me.
It's vibration. A tone I'm sending has the same frequency as the strip of rubberum. Now watch.
Yeah. I think there's an I between the R and the U there, from what I can tell.
Well, how would you say it?
Rubberium.
Rubberium. Okay. It's blown apart. Yes, and that's just what will happen to Sky Wizard's Island when we turn on full force. Here we go. It's the end of Sky Wizard and everyone with him.
There's the evil laugh from Rex Christian of Devil Flyer Momentum.
And I'll get your little dog too.
Yeah. See the blast. See the lightning flash panel there. The next panel.
Yeah.
Look at that. What do you think of that right there?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to miss. It's kind of hard to miss. Something's gone wrong. The Djinns of the underworld are attacking Old Master. The Djinns are really genies, right?
Right. Yeah. That's just, I think that's just the actual Indian or Middle Eastern word for what we call a genie, jinn.
Yeah, I think you don't say Djinn, do you? You don't. The D is probably silent. It's probably just jinn, right?
Right. The D is silent. You call it a jinn, and that's usually how we derive the word genie from. Is
right.
Jinn.
That must have been very confusing to kids that were less sophisticated at the time and reading that, and I bet they called it the Djinn.
Yeah,
I know I would have as a kid.
Yeah,
having never seen that word.
Terrible happened. Jerry, where are you? Here in my room.
I'm in the bathroom. Just give me 5 seconds, will you?
Were you asking for 5 seconds there, Rex? I guess so.
I know. Go ahead.
We must get to the Sky Wizard at once. He'll protect us. Maybe it's a skyquake. Look out! The walls are caving in. Skyquake.
What the hell's a skyquake?
I guess much like earthquake, except it happens in the sky. Help!
Sky Wizard. I get it. Here I come to save the day. Mighty Wizard Sky is on the way.
Yeah. But fun
with
stuff.
That bedroom
right.
scene, I keep expecting King Kong's big paw to reach out and grab her. Yeah. Well, that lettering sucks. The island is in the sky. Island in the sky. The sky is breaking up.
Yeah. Hold on. The island in the sky is breaking up. Now your turn with
vibration. This is Hawk Armin's work. Hey, don't you hear the kids calling for help? Quick, to the rescue.
Sky
Wizard battles his way. Not dead. Thank heaven. I'll take them down to the lab. It's safer there. Where we can do
now look at this.
Experiments
kids
on
in peril.
Hawk is
kids in peril here.
Oh yeah,
right.
Kids in peril.
What you think this? Yeah. You think having kids in peril here would go over well with some of the current comics crowd, particularly the mainstream comics crowd, seeing kids in peril like this?
Depends on how it's done.
Yeah.
Depends on how it's done. If it's done in a way that makes sense, or for the story, sure. Hawk is doing this with radio ray vibration. See, he absolutely knows the science behind it. Somehow, I know how to deal with him.
Some evil spirit attacked
Red's
me
my favorite.
From behind Old Master. Go ahead.
I like his costume because red's my favorite color. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's goofy looking by today's standards, but
Well, a lot of, if you think about it, a lot of the
fun.
superhero costumes of that time, probably by today's standards, look goofy looking. By today's standards,
Oh, definitely,
a lot of,
yeah. If the radio is still working, everything will be all right. It's working. Now to hit them with the radio being of the same frequency. This is better than radio. Theater of the mind. Zing, zing.
Yeah.
Zing, zingity, zing, zingity, zing, zing, zing.
We've been struck by lightning.
You think?
Well, I said we've been struck by lightning.
I like the GIMP mask, Elk says. Why are you doing Bullwinkle from Rocky and Bullwinkle? Well, let me pull a rabbit out of my hat. We've been struck by lightning.
I'm just trying to vary the voices as best I could, you know.
Okay, I was just wondering why Bullwinkle was kind of coming into it.
Well, because this being just a normal thug, you know, obviously if you think about it, thugs, you know, just the rank and file thugs, they weren't too terribly bright, right? They weren't too terribly bright. They weren't like, they were kind of, you know, they were all muscle and very little, if any, brains, right? So I'm trying to use voices that would communicate that, like we've been.
I don't know, this German looking guy with the monocle, you know, he might have a more sophisticated European crowd, you know. It's like, by Jove, we've been struck by lightning. No, Sky Wizard's beating us at our own game.
It doesn't make sense. And
in true fashion, as a woman, it doesn't make sense to her.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just window dressing with boobies. The Hawk scheme didn't work. We'll make repairs as we fly south. Look at that, a floating island at 10,000 feet up in the sky. Wouldn't you suffocate? Wouldn't you freeze?
That's possible. I mean, well, he does have some kind of like he does have some kind of like building on that island. So maybe that as we'd see like in the 60s and 60s comics and cartoons and stuff like that, how, you know, like if you remember, like for example, if you remember the Filmation Aquaman cartoons, right? You know, where they'd have Atlantis, they'd have that glass dome over Atlantis.
Right. Well, I love those.
Yeah, you know, stuff like that. You know, that's probably, you know, got kind of a similar situation.
Well, it's comic book logic, and maybe I'm just projecting real world physics, right?
Yeah. Well, and as I told you, there are some, you know, as we've been reading these stories, we've been discovering there's like leaps in logic here. You know,
right?
Like, but
I'm fine with that.
But you know, I think that's what they wanted at this point in time too. That's that suspension of belief. That,
well, you know, Mike,
idea of, okay, you know, maybe
what
it's
I
not
like
as
about
real
this.
What?
One thing I really like about this is it's not too wordy. Some of the Golden Age comics got very, very wordy. Some of that EC stuff that I looked at earlier today with Randy Zimmerman and Len Fleming, very wordy. In fact, they put the words in and sent the pages off with the words, the dialogue already in there, and then they had to draw the panels to the dialogue.
Yeah, well,
wow.
Yeah, well, I think this is still predates a lot of that stuff.
Much
you know, this still predates a lot of that.
Oh,
stuff,
it does.
So,
it does.
You know,
and that's what I like about it. You know, I mean, I've read some old Starman archives, and it's very wordy. I like that this is not too wordy, you know.
And it's more direct to the point too.
And the art's really, yeah, it's a little bit too simple. But then a lot of those stories were.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they were
probably
going
didn't want
for
an overcomplicated story, especially with everything else going on in the world at the time. You know,
yeah, it's like an old movie serial.
They didn't want to go in. If anything, they were looking to escape a lot of the real world garbage that, you know, and the comic book writers and artists of this time period accommodated them with that. Not like today, where you have a lot of the mainstream comic book artists trying to have real world issues into the storytelling, and people just not, you know, people telling them where they can go stick it, basically. You know.
Well, Sky Wizard would probably be public domain, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it most likely would be public domain. Like, okay, basically all of these comics on this
hell, I'm gonna
are basically public domain. You know, so
yeah, I'm gonna have to bring him back, man. He's too good a character not to bring back, really.
You get this after one reading. That'd be very interesting. Well, if that's the case, that would be the
interesting looking costume.
That would not be the first time I inspired somebody to actually bring back a Golden Age character. RJ did that too.
Oh, you're awesome, Mike. You're awesome.
I mean, hey, I'm glad I have that kind of influence, I guess.
Take full credit for it. I give you full credit.
All right.
Damn.
Anyway, so as Sky Island continues its interrupted flight, only the international crooks are aware of its mysterious existence. We're the only ones hep to what's going on. At least we know where
and before they go much further, we'll get those plans. I have an idea.
The last one wasn't so good. New York Parade, Mexican City, mysterious shadow across moon. Mexico City, what appeared to them as a huge island floating across the moon, was seen by a group of Yucatan natives last night. Scientists are inclined to believe it an unusual image or unusual
There's
mirage.
An airport less than 100 miles away where we can steal a fast ship, and
I know that joint. They don't guard it much. Later that night, the watchman appears and look at that with the blackjack taking out the guard there.
Yeah, so violent.
Yeah, shell down 300 an hour. We'll catch up to Sky with it. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was
the
guy I was doing or the guy you were doing, so I just went with it.
I wasn't either. Yeah.
Where are we now, Sky Wizard?
We're just leaving Mexico, Jerry. We'll have to get our passports all ready for customs. We'll see the mountains of Guatemala soon. Over the Guatemalan highlands now. We'll recharge the helium chambers tomorrow. That's interesting, hyphenated. Then swing out across the Atlantic. I hope Daddy's safe.
Yeah. Notice how they spelled tomorrow back then with the hyphen? I think that was an older way of spelling it.
Yeah.
You know, whether nowadays we just jam it all as one word.
Maybe I need to bring that back, Mike. Maybe I need to bring that back, and then people can be real confused. The next day, it'll take several hours for the helium chambers to be filled. Meanwhile, I'll let you kids have some fun.
What's up, Sky Wizard?
These are little chute rockets I invented for flying around Sky Island. Put them on.
They're awfully cute.
And unsafe
just like a little girl, like they're awfully cute.
They're safe too. And here's a paralyzer for you, Jerry. You may need it someday. Sure, why not?
A paralyzing gun, yeah. Give a kid a paralyzing gun. I guess that's at least somewhat better.
Sure, you might just need this.
Because all it doesn't paralyze you, it doesn't, can't kill you, per se. But
their arms are outstretched. Don't they have to flap their wings? How's he going to shoot anybody with that thing when he's in flight?
Again, another leap of logic that I can't explain.
Tune in tomorrow and
thanks, Sky Wizard.
Thanks. Don't fly too far. This is fun. Whee! And then they fall to their death.
Whee! Kind of like Icarus, kind of like the Legend of Icarus when they got flown too close to the sun.
Yeah, flew too close to the sun. Yeah.
These shoot rockets work like little airplanes. Hey, Jerry, wait for me. Look, Pat, I can loop too. I don't think I'll try that. Oh boy!
You misread that. He did not say loop to loop.
Diving without hitting the water. Okay. That was actually Jerry. So, oh boy, this is like diving without hitting the water. Jerry, there's some kind of bird over there. That bird is flying straight towards me. It looks like one of those big condors we read about. Watch yourself, Pat.
That's not a bird. That's a propeller. Oh my God!
Help, Jerry!
No more Jerry.
It got hold of me. I'm coming, Pat. It's a good thing.
Now we get to see the
gave me a paralyzer. I'll use it I'll use it full strength and kill the condor. Yeah, paralyze the condor.
Such a naive kid. Of course, he gave you the Where do you think the bird? He unleashed that bird on the kids as a joke. Of course, he knew you would need the paralyzer, dummy. Way to go, Sky Wizard, you bogan.
Try to throw yourself sideways so I can get a shot at him with the Q beam. I can't. His grip is terrible. They're right behind.
Now, how did he know that was a? How did he know that was Q beam? Does he take that from the name of the gun?
No idea.
What was the name of the gun? Paralyzer ray.
That's another one of those leaps.
Well, I mean, maybe. What issue number is this?
This is the second issue.
2?
Yeah, this is the second issue of Miracle Comics.
Okay, so maybe
it's not the only comics you see this kind of stuff in. Like all of a sudden, you see stuff like that where it's like, okay, how did this even happen? It's like they all of a sudden go from one thing to another, and it's like, okay, how did you even get to there? It's actually kind of a common.
Well, maybe it was
element in the way they write the stories at this time.
Maybe the Q beam and the paralyzer ray was established in issue 1. So I can't.
Or maybe off-panel he explained that the name of the paralyzer gun was the Q beam. Maybe off-panel he explained that, and that's how they did it. But yeah, but you see a lot of I
don't know about off-panel, but it's certainly an issue. I mean, 1, it could have been talked about. It's interesting that they have breathing masks or almost like wartime gas mask that they're wearing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's probably what I don't know. That was just the technology of the time or what have you, but maybe that was just how gas breathing masks were back then. Something's getting away.
Well, like the original Sandman wore a gas mask.
All right.
Oh no!
He's ripped off the rocket motor. I'm falling. Spread your chute wings and glide downward. Stretch your glide out, Pat, or you'll miss Sky Island. I'm doing the best I can.
I'm doing the best I can.
I can't make it. Then I'll glide down to Earth.
Such a failure.
With you. Don't be afraid. Something wrong.
I want to see you when you go splat.
Something's wrong. They're flying earthward, Master.
Plunging 10 miles down and no way to stop them. They'll crash on the Guatemalan mountains. Wow, he just had to get that in there again, didn't he? We're over Guatemala, folks. Important plot point.
Yeah. The ground's coming up awful fast. Hold on to me. I'll ease the landing shock. Oh, I can't look. Even with a double load, my chute rocket will let us down easy. Watch out for the trees. We'll be killed. What a terrible bump.
Oh, it'll let us down. Yeah, it'll let us down easy, but as soon as he hits the ground, he says, what a terrible bump.
Wonder how we'll get back to Sky Island. Trust Sky Wizard to find a way.
Don't reach for that paralyzer or I'll drill you between the eyes, even if you are a kid.
Well, I'll be Hawk Armand. How did you get here?
I have a private plane and I'm very rich from all the loot that I've stolen in the past. And I have a villa just over the next mountain.
Thought you get away, huh? We followed you down here by plane. Tie him up tight, Butch. They're going to hang us. Look, the little girl.
And now we'll take a nice little walk.
Where are you taking?
Bring them up.
I wish Sky Wizard was here.
Almost to the clearing where we left the plane. Now you're gonna get it.
I'll bet Sky Wizard won't be glad to see us.
And now for a nice, friendly call on Sky Wizard.
I wish we could warn him. Altitude
50,000 feet.
You want to continue that? How about?
A good thing we brought oxygen mask. There's Sky Island off to the left. Pretty neat outfits. I like them. What is this?
Yeah, I think I go back down to take a little longer look at them.
Okay, don't do that. It's slow enough as it is. There's Keyshawn and Sky Wizard.
Wonder what Hawk is up to now. You'll soon find out.
Okay, Vera, drop the message when I bank.
I I hope the rock hits Sky Wizard.
In the head. A message from Hawk. I wonder what evil deed he is planning now.
He is worse than the jinns of the Netherworld master.
Sky Wizard wave to show you surrender, or we'll throw the kids out of the plane over the rockiest part of Guatemala. You dastardly Hawk Armin. You fiend. You villain.
I shall don my shoot rocket and attack them single-handed.
You go, boy. No, that won't save the kids. I'm afraid they've got us licked like an old postage stamp.
They surrender. Yeah, and there's a surprise for them when we land. Get the paralyzer ready.
Oh no, not the paralyzer again. Death ray of doom. Oh shit! No runway. They're just gonna go kamikaze. They're gonna go. I mean, where are they gonna land? Right on top of them and then hit the building? What the hell?
I guess. Run, Sky Wizard! It's a trap!
Shut up, you. Shut up, you brat. I'm paralyzed. Watch out, Keisha.
Ha ha! A dose of a dose of his own medicine, and that takes care of Keyshawn.
Mike, are you doing drugs? I just want to ask.
No, why would you say that?
Nice work, Vera.
Why
nice
would you
work,
say
Vera.
I'm doing
Sky
drugs?
Island is ours.
Why would you say I'm doing drugs?
Because you're making faces. You're making faces into the camera very close, and you're doing different voices.
Well, I mean, I'm obviously trying to do the characters as best I can. Obviously,
Yes.
I'm putting all the effort in the world into doing the best work I can do. So,
okay,
and sometimes sometimes you do certain
voices,
and sometimes you do certain voices. Sometimes you got to do certain facial contortions.
There you go.
Yes, I'll sock you for what you did to Spud.
You wouldn't dare do that if I could move.
And here's one for you on account of I don't like your looks.
Oh, that's racist. Never mind that. Drag them into the lab where we can experiment on their genitalia and other body parts.
I don't think they were doing that back then in comics.
Okay, all right. I'm just okay. They're out like a couple of stiffs.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Guess I'll hold.
Yeah, you knocked them out. No, don't take any chances. Tie them up. Tie them up tight.
And I guess we'll. All right, that's. Oh, I get it. And I guess we'll muzzle. And I guess we'll muzzle the brats too. Let her alone.
Now to get. Are you paying attention to the chat? I can't see it. Now to get the plans for the stratosphere plane.
I'd like I like a history of Pulp Fiction and fascination with Tibetan wise men. I'm savoring
I mean,
this hour of my life. And then we are three humans sharing a moment here.
Yeah, look, Hawk, I'll bet they're in this safe. I like that broken speech.
Yeah.
That way you know he's a goon, a thug.
Yeah.
Still unconscious when he comes to. I'll make him tell the combination. Meanwhile, I report to the unholy one on the radio, the Antichrist that's going to take over the whole world. And then everybody will burn, burn, burn. Keep on pretending to be unconscious. The effects of the paralyzer won't wear off for another hour.
Yes, master.
You always get the best parts, Mike.
Huh?
Two words. Yes, master. What a powerful outfit. No wonder Sky Wizard could shoot a radio beam that blasted our set to pieces.
He shot his last bolt.
No, I happen to know that Sky Wizard is quite fertile. He will have many other loads to shoot. Hawk calling unholy one. Hawk calling UO. UO? Really?
Yeah, okay. As an unholy one. Yeah.
Unholy.
Yeah.
Unholy
Hawk
one.
Calling
okay.
UO. Okay.
Speak,
miserable servant.
Speak, my apprentice. Speak, you miserable servant.
Jeepers, that's fair service.
Yeah, the unholy one doesn't mess around. We have captured the Sky Wizard and the island in the sky, together with plans of all his inventions. I await your instructions, unholy one. The unholy one commands you to fly Sky Island together with all it contains to the secret kingdom immediately. Do not fail me, worm. Fail not upon pain of death.
You're adding dialogue there, too.
I just misread. And if you believe that one, I've got some swampland I want to say. The unholy one is impatient. We'll get underway right now. Follow me.
That guy's always in a hurry.
Full speed ahead for the Himalayas and the secret kingdom.
I don't understand. I don't understand all these gimmicks. The motors are started,
and that's why you only get paid $3.50 an hour. Minimum wage for you, thug.
Yeah. Sky Wizard and his friends are completely at the mercy of Hawk Armand as the international crooks fly Sky Island toward the secret kingdom of the unholy one.
Due east over the ocean of Africa, then 70 degrees northeast over the Sahara and Africa towards Tibet.
I don't understand, man.
Listen to this guy. Well, that's why you only get paid $3.50 an hour. We'll be over the secret kingdom tomorrow night.
Wonder if the unholy one is very mad.
He'll make all your dreams come true, sweetheart. Everything's under control.
I don't trust Sky Wizard. Relax, that guy's goose is cooked. Meanwhile,
I've worked one hand loose. I can't do censored panel. Can't do this. Oh, you are.
Yes, Master. Untie me. What's so funny, Rex?
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
No, you don't want to know what you can do with that one hand.
Oh boy.
I don't trust Sky Wizard. I mean, after all, he's tied up. We must hurry. They are apt to hurt the kids.
I thirst for that butch devil's blood.
Ah, Keisha, just in time.
Hey, what's going on here? Huh?
You're about to get your ass whooped, dude. If I have anything to say about it. Page 18.
Suddenly, Sky Wizard
pull the rug.
jerks the rug
Sky Wizards
on which Butch is standing, and bang! Then, like a flash, Sky Wizard leaps at Butch.
Something's up. Oh, you think? Did you hear something, One Eye? That was Butch's gun.
It's Sky Wizard. I knew it wasn't safe to leave him unguarded. Ouch! You're breaking my arm!
You're lucky if that's all that happens. I could throw you into this coffee stain that is standing directly behind me.
Not so fast, she-devil. Let me alone.
Tie him up tight. I'll release Pat and Jerry.
This is a pleasure, Master.
Well, don't have too big of an orgasm, will you?
Before the Master returns with his little friends, I have some business with you, Butch Devil. What you gonna do? And now, Little Knife, drink hearty. Help! All right. Help! He's gutting my throat. He's gutting me throat.
He's slitting my throat. How did you get gutting out of that?
Because initially, at least with my eyes, it looked GU. Okay, now I look back and it's SLI, but for just the way it was lettered there, it looked like GU.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't kill him. I have other plans. I didn't see him turning rabid with a. I didn't see that coming with Keisha or whatever his name. He wanted to kill the guy. Wow.
Master wishes
like a feral rabbit or something.
Master wishes to torture him, Master?
No, we won't kill any of them. We'll swap them for Captain Dare.
So the old hostage exchange.
Switcheroo. Yeah, prisoner exchange. Yeah. We're making good time. Soon we'll be over the Unholy One's kingdom. Then we'll bomb the hell out of him, and we will rescue the captain.
I hope Daddy is all right. Follow the further adventures of the Sky Wizard in Miracle Comics. Thrills. All right, Rex, I've got to make some lighting adjustments here. Things are getting a little dim here. So if you want to, so I'm going to go off camera here for a moment. When I come back, we'll just breeze through the rest of it, through the rest of the comic. won't read anything. We'll just breeze through it. You can look at the art and give your commentary on the art of the
this
rest of the comic. And
cliffhanger's killing me. We're not going to find out what happens, are we?
Not until next issue.
We're not going to find out what happens, are we?
Anyways, I'm going to go off camera here for a moment.
Don't leave me hanging.
Yeah. Well, I just got to make some lighting adjustments.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling.
I'll be right back. But go ahead and talk to Elk and talk to the chat.
All right. I will talk to the chat. Absolutely. All right. Let's see what we got here. I'll take a history of Pulp Fiction and fascination with Tibetan wise men. Yeah, I mean, I think it was just the time of the world that, like I was talking about this earlier today on my channel, I think it was, is that there used to be an era mystery of the world, like deepest, darkest Africa. There used to be, now where everything's on a Google map, satellite technology, kind of takes all the mystery out of the world. There's very few unexplored places in the world anymore. I'm saving this hour live. Give me a handle. I like the costume with the SK on his chest. Yeah, you need an icon. I don't know if SW is the best, for that. This has been fantastic, Rex. Everybody gets a free 4x6 sketch of one of my characters done by me. Here's a couple I've done recently. I know it's small because they didn't let me big screen while I'm trying to entertain you. But everybody get a nice head sketch on the campaign, free of charge, plus a 6 a.m. sticker, trading cards, magnet, already unlocked, all kinds of stuff. If you like that retro feel, we definitely, in this first preview issue, we have retro feel. I'm working on a couple pages of artwork now, which I think will be kind of nice, whether it makes it in this book or another book or not. This is Geo here, and I've done this much on the second page, almost done with a couple pages of the story. I don't know how, it may be a lead-in character, lead-in story. We had an art auction recently. I'll be getting everybody's art out to them. This is a piece done of Devil Flyer. Very nice, by Rob Ewing. Rob Ewing's been working on a lot of my characters of late, doing a sort of a poster. Well, he's doing a wraparound cover, really. One I got to get a couple books today. I think Morgan Le Fay might make her first appearance in one of these. I'll have to look these up. Avengers number 226 and 227. This is when I used to have these in my collection. Lost my first collection back in '97 due to a arson, due to a fire. This is where the Black Knight, broken up stone, comes back to life. And I think I wanted that. It was pretty cheap on eBay. Also bought on eBay recently the Mighty Hercules, going back to the 60s. Gold Key Comics, now only 25 cents. The Mighty Hercules. I'd totally forgotten about the Mighty Hercules till someone did a trailer for me, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to watch that. Since then, I've watched most of the stuff on YouTube. You can watch him on various sites, on YouTube. Sky Wizard's costume is legitimately revival worthy. Yeah. I think you could still keep the retro feel, Sky Wizard. That's, Sky Wizard though. You wouldn't even have to keep his name. You could kind of steal some of the look, the retro look, and make a completely new character, I'm a Black Knight fan. Cool. So am I. I like that story when he was turned to stone. and he stayed that way for a while, and then he was went up against the Vision and the Avengers and crumbled into just a pile of rocks. And in one of these issues here, this is where he kind of reverts back to human form. I've been working on a lot of these. Some of them will have like spot coloring on them. I've done the heap, talking about the very first swamp creature. I've done the heap. This is a head sketch somebody will get. I will be working in some public domain characters into the book. I have a heap. A heap.
Yeah, maybe you'll work
trading
in the
card
Star Wars character right there, Rex. From Emil C.
Well, maybe not immediately with him. But yeah, we'll work in some of these public domain characters. For sure.
So anyway, I'm gonna start flashing through the rest of the book, of this book real quick. If you want to, take a peek at the art as we're going through everything, and then afterwards we'll get into the second.
Peek and flash are not two words that you.
Huh?
Yeah, I want to run something real quick. Mike, did you like my idea to do like bust magnets of my characters, like this Spidey magnet? Doing bust magnets.
Let's see.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Enlarged you. Yeah.
Have a devil flyer magnet like that.
Kind of look like that. Does look pretty cool. Actually, you know what? It kind of reminds me of too. It reminds me of some of the design from the '80s cartoons of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I was showing him some of my art story I'm working on now. I need to get back to it really, but I've been working on these head sketches. I've got sketch cards and bookmarks, and I've been look at this Mighty Hercules that I got recently from Gold Key.
Yeah. Well, Gold Key would do one of the things Gold Key would do. They took over for Dell in doing this, where they would basically do the comic adaptations of already established IPs. Oh
yeah, like this was the last 4-color issue, and that is 1,354 issues.
Mm-hmm. Calvin and the Colonel right there.
Last issue of 4-color. I think yeah, Calvin and the Colonel. They were like a cartoon. I think I used to watch back in the day. Quick drying paint.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring back.
Let's hit it, Mike.
Yeah, I'll bring back up, and then we'll go. As I said, we'll just kind of more quickly here go over the rest of the comic book.
Okay.
Just K7, the famous radio character. Look at that art right there. The pencil seems pretty. Yeah. Dash Dixon, Man of Might.
Dash Dixon, yeah. Spies Without Eyes. Got to wonder how that works.
Hero of the Month.
They would be forever bumping into things.
Yeah. The Scorpion. Terror of the Underworld. Cool.
Let's go down below. See some of that artwork. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Blanda, Queen of the Jungle. So look, there's Blanda right there.
You know why she's in the jungle? She's homely. She's horrendous. She has to hide out.
Well, there were a lot of jungle women in comics back in this day. Of course, Sheena probably being the most famous of them.
Why don't they even have a tan? Oh, look at that panel. Wait, Mike, shoot. I don't want to look at natives. Go back up. Whoa, there we go. Bring some fresh clothing to me. Wow. Nobody slaps Gala and lives. Gala will yet be king. Wow. Wow, that's quite for the time, isn't it, Mike? She's totally
I would think so.
Damn, I want to pick this one up. Good luck finding it. Miracle Comics is probably pretty obscure. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can always. Okay, so this site I use is called Comics Books Plus. If you want to go to it.
Well, it's look. You can keep all the digital crap. I want physical copies of my Golden Age comics. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. I just simply thought you wanted to.
I want physical. I want physical.
Yeah, well, I would imagine that. Yeah, I think this is probably one of those titles that would be very hard to find because, again, as I told you earlier,
that's what I was saying. I bet.
This book only ran 4 issues, so I doubt very seriously if it'd be very easy to find. 1 minute to live.
Yeah, it's probably pretty obscure. Yeah. Low print run. Probably wasn't distributed out that much,
And you notice that just a different Pinky Parker, the Kid Cop, in Hot Silk by Jack Alderman. And you notice kind of the kind of the variety of stories here, the variety of features too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there we go with that. There we go with that one. So now
that was cool.
So now we're going to look at Rocket Comics Volume 1, Issue 2. That book only ran 3 issues. We're gonna read Rocket Riley from that one.
Rocket Raccoon.
No, Rocket Riley.
Oh. Why you gotta spoil it?
April. So the cover date, April number 2. So,
1940. So we're just getting into the war, right at the end of 40.
Yeah.
I think, or was it
remember, America didn't get into 41. World War II until 1940, until the end of 1941 after Pearl Harbor. Even though there were some people who would be arguing that since many of the comic creators of this time were of Jewish descent, they were trying to urge support for the war effort against the Nazis, at the time. So
but now there were a lot of sympathizers on the Nazi side, and it was like isolationist, kind of like Kennedy was, and Mr. Spirit of 76, Lindenberg, they were all Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah.
At the time.
Action, Rocket Riley, Prince of Planets, Thrills, The Steel Shark, Deep Sea Raider, Danger, Red Roberts, The Electro Man. Also, Hurricane Heart, Buzzard Barnes, Phantom Ranger, and The Defender. Hillman's version of The Defender, I think. Not to be confused, of course, with Marvel's Defender.
Right.
And look here. Here's the ad for Miracle Comics. There. Yep, that's an ad.
Yeah, that's cool. I think I've got, a Hillman, maybe 1 or 2 in my collection, but
I
wouldn't swear to it.
Rocket Riley, on his escape from the asteroid inhabited by the Octopus Men, a terrific gravitational force draws the rocket into the orbit of Saturn. In the control cabin, Rocket Riley, aided by the Professor and Griselda, desperately work over the controls to avoid a crash landing.
What a name, Griselda.
Yeah. Let's see. Riley, it's Saturn.
Look how
all right. Yes, if only we can land. We're completely out of control. I'm going to try for a crash landing.
I like the artwork so far.
Yeah. Riley orders Von Strange, the captured spy, to help in landing the ship. Apply the decelerators quick. Nothing can save us.
Can I point out something?
What?
And Marvel would do this too with the panels. Okay, as a kid, it was kind of confusing. I think it's part on the writers and the artists if they're doing the layout of the lettering or whatever to put like, okay, the explanation is under the action. Actually, the explanation should be up top and then the action below.
Oh yeah,
the dialogue should come last, not first. But
yeah, the narrate. You're talking about the narrative right there. Yeah, yeah. I've actually.
Yeah, because now you jumped down and you read that first, but really, if you're reading this as a kid, you're going to read. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're in the know, Mike.
I knew because we've been doing this a while. I know some comics will do that. They'll, and I, with many of my co-hosts, from RJ to Rick to anybody, when we've noticed that, we've talked a bit about that too. That they sometimes will sit there.
Yeah, it's not a good look, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and unless you're already aware that some books do that. That can be confused. That can be something that throws you out. And trust me, I've done it enough times where it's thrown me off to where that's how I knew to go down when I saw it.
Yeah, it's always thrown me off. I think it's just bad design. I get it, and I'm in the know, but yeah, it's never really good because I find myself going back and rereading stuff. It really slows up it breaks, it's the one scene that takes you out of the movie,
Yeah, takes you out of the moment. Yeah. I guess this is the end. No, it can't be.
Okay, Mike, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
I figured if the thing is, no, I mean, do you have to go or did you want to stick around? Or...
Well, you said this is the end, so.
Oh, I was reading
the chat.
I was reading the comment.
Thanks for
not the comment, but the lettering.
Oh.
I'll go back up so you can see it yourself. See you there?
I know, Mike. I'm just kidding you.
Okay.
I speak English very good, very well.
Yeah. The rocket dies for a crash landing.
Yeah, that rocket looks like a flounder up in the sky, painted red.
Yeah. Everybody all right? No more.
Okay. So they're still in the process of crashing at a high velocity of speed, and they're already asking, "Is everybody all right?"
No more than a bad shaking out.
Yeah, well, you just haven't.
The ship's a total washout, Professor.
Huh.
It will take months to repair. But we have.
How do you get to read all the parts now?
Huh? What was that?
How do you get to read all the parts to this one?
I just jumped into it. I'm sorry. Did you still want to? It's just
why are you excluding me and hating on me, Mike? Why do you want to make me look bad?
I'm sorry, Rick. Did you wanted to read some more then?
And no material. That's kind of incomplete. You don't start a sentence.
That's a girl, by the way.
Right. That's terrible line. Terrible. That's teaching your kids what not to do in proper English. I get that people actually speak that way, but it's still not proper. Flee, flee, oh Earthmen!
Hold on. While Riley and the professor are examining the wreckage, a voice suddenly speaks to them from out of the air. Flee, flee, O Earthmen.
Flee, flee, O Earthmen.
What was that? All right, I'll let you do the other three guys.
It was an echo. A voice out of the void, out of thin air. I don't like it. Sounds ominous. I'll play the hero. Who is this hero, by the way?
Rocket Riley.
Rocket Riley. Okay. How do you explain that voice, Professor?
It must be some super audio vox. I'm afraid.
Keep your chin up, Chris.
Griselda.
Griselda. Okay.
Griselda.
I'll just say G. Keep your chin up, G.
A Zarno swoops down to attack. Look, help!
Of course he does.
The Zarno attacked Griselda.
I've come. Wow, that's pretty intense, man. That's very devilish. It's like, I have come to rip your soul from your body. Courage, Griselda. I am to save the day. This ice gun ought to kill him. It was a close call.
Too close. Well, what are you going to do?
You should ask. Look at that. No spacing whatsoever. They just crammed that all together. You should ask. It was your treachery that got us into this fix. Flee before it is too late. The voice is warning us.
But where can we go?
I'm giving you this gun because of the warning. But if you try to double cross us, I wouldn't give him a gun.
I'm not a fool. The mysterious voice warned again.
Your weapons won't help you.
A very ominous, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just leave the explanation out and just show the dialogue. The dialogue is kind of self-explanatory. Meanwhile, in an ultra-modern laboratory,
they wrote nothing, Rick.
I'll do my Ted Knight voice. Meanwhile, in an ultra-modern laboratory, a short distance away, Zeron, chief scientist of the Saturnites, and his daughter. Damn. They don't make it easy, do they? LaDana operate the dials of a Televox set. Okay. Whew. That was a journey.
You've lost him, Father.
You've lost him, Father. Come on.
I already
put
did
some
that.
oomph into it, Mike. You do whispery women. Whispery. Huh. You want me to do the bald guy?
Yeah, I think that's who you were starting out with.
I'll tune in the amplifier.
What will happen to them, Father?
Death, unless they heed my warning.
All right. Well, let me explain why I do the whispery woman bit. So obviously, my natural voice is kind of a baritone, right? It's a deep voice, so it's not as easy. I have to work to do a woman's voice. Now, naturally, from a person who's a baritone, right? A woman's voice would be higher pitched and maybe softer, right? So that's how I work it. I try to,
So again, why are you whispering?
Well, because that's the only way you get. That's about the closest I can get to doing a woman's voice. I mean, even because, because like it's a little bit more difficult to have a lot of volume.
You get what you pay for, folks.
Right.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. Go on, Mike. Read it.
What? Oh, but the rocket is wrecked. They can't escape.
I must warn them of Devalo. Beware of Devalo, oh Earthmen.
All right. So Xenox, you were communicating with the Earthlings.
I was warning them. Such riveting story here. Such drama. Always chained to the console. I didn't see that at first.
Yeah. Devalo.
I fear neither Devalo nor you, stupid one.
Devalo will show you no mercy this time.
It is better to be dead than a chained slave. I didn't see that he was chained up at first, but that's cool. A prisoner, yes.
Bring Xenox and LaDonna to my palace at once.
We must have courage, my child.
Yes, Father, but our fate is a bitter one. What?
He's over a whisper, man. You can barely hear it.
Well, I can do a little louder, but the idea is that to get the woman's voice,
I would, yeah.
Airy. I have to try to be more airy to get the woman's voice, to get the texture of her voice.
We are helpless so long as the military castle rules Saturn compared to the zeros? Okay, my child, we are well cared for.
Is there no way to revolt?
Let me sleep on that. I'll get back with you.
Yeah.
Someday we will overthrow Devalo.
I pray that it be soon.
See, I pray that it be soon. It doesn't kind of roll off the tongue, does it? It's kind of trippy. Those are the zeros. Their brains have been stunted and their bodies developed.
It's horrible. They're slaves.
We scientists, too, are slaves. Someday I hope to free us all.
Xenox and LaDonna arrive at Devalo's palace. I fear for you, Father.
Devalo is helpless without my brains.
What will happen to the Earthlings?
Well, I don't know, Mike. I must try and save them. Oh.
Now you're sounding like Mickey Mouse. Now you've been taking lessons from Wayne Allwine and Walt Disney, I guess.
Okay, all right, I'll try to. Let's try and save them. How's that?
Yeah, better save yourself, you old fool.
Better?
Well, I don't know if doing Goofy is.
Says you! You mean brute! Don't you come near me with that whip! Stop it!
What are you trying to do now, Minnie Mouse?
Murder!
Oh boy. I discovered them warning the Earthmen to flee. So Xenox, making trouble again. Speak.
77 years ago, our founding. So long as I'm a slave, I will always make trouble, Devallo. So you might as well kill me, and while you're at it, my daughter.
Why did you warn the Earthmen?
Now you're going all hillbilly. Why did you? No one would want to live in this country where there is no freedom. Your dictatorship can't last forever, Devallo.
Fool, say slaves never revolt. You, Xenox, with your science, have given me the power to rule.
Now, is that hair or is that a couple of horns on his head?
It looks like a couple of horns. It's almost like, I think it's hair, but it's shaped in the form of horns. It seems like. Because at least on the right there, it looks like
and he's got pointed ears.
Head. The other one though seems like it's connected to the other parts of the hair. So I mean,
yeah, it's probably hair, but the way it is, it almost looks like one of those Roman laurels they put on their head. You know?
Yeah.
And he's got pointed ears as well. What are the Earthmen?
I've sent my spaceship to bring them here.
Try and escape me if you can, Rocket Riley.
Welcome to Saturn, Earthmen. Okay. We thank you for your hospitality.
Just in time for dinner.
We thank you for your hospitality.
Beware the world's a devil. He plans to barbecue you over his cosmic spit.
For your insolence, you shall be thrown into the dungeon of the giant leeches. You, the Donna, shall be thrown to the happy vampires. No.
Harpy, not happy vampires.
Oh,
Harpy.
Yeah, the lettering threw me off there.
Harpy, not happy. The happy vampires. I've never seen that one. Have mercy on them, Devallo.
They would have
mercy on them, Devallo.
Yeah. Later that night, now for the entertainment, Zivak the Light. Oh, I think the person is Rocket Riley. Right? Yeah. What are they going to do to her? Release the vampires.
He looks like the devil. He looks like Ming the Merciless. That does look like hair, like he's male pattern baldness, but they made it into, with the goatee. Yeah. Does he have a mustache? Go back up. That's a nice panel, that shock panel there. I like that. Down. Release the vampires. Down. Up.
Yeah, I see that. I was trying to see if I could find
We're having
release the vampires. I was trying to see if we get more of a frontal shot of his face so you could see that, but we don't have it here. But because I know you want, I think he does have a.
I like that shock. I like that shock panel. I like that first panel there. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
How dare
you? Starved for human blood, the heart for human blood, which is their diet. The harpy bats swoop down on the helpless LaDonna.
And why are you changing your story now? That says happy. A happy bats. No. Harpy. You're right. This fiendish torture must stop.
So you dare interfere?
Yeah, I dare. I'm going to shove this gun so far up you won't.
Riley kills the vampires and saves LaDonna. For that you shall die.
I'm not dead yet, Divallo. Release LaDonna and her father.
I'm the only one who gives orders here. I offered you life. Now I decree your death. Before Riley is disarmed, he slips the secret detonator from his ice gun, this rendering it useless. Von Stengel makes a plea for his own life. Away with them to the dungeon of the giant leashes. Spare me, Divallo, and I will help you conquer a realm greater than this one. A few minutes later, bring Von Stengel back. Yes, sire. If you would spare your miserable life, speak. The world
I come from is even greater than yours, Divallo. Don't step on my lines.
You taught me with that. Now
I can help you conquer that world.
How shall we reach this earth of yours?
The rocket ship.
But it is wrecked.
The professor can design another. You have the slaves and material. We will force the professor to build 1,000 ships. We shall invade the earth. Between us, we will be invincible.
It shall be done as you say, Von Stengel.
And think of all the women. All the women.
After a swift trip through the city of the prisoners are brought to the dungeon of the giant leeches. Look!
It's Xenox.
The giant leeches swarm over the unfortunate scientist. With his bare hands, Riley kills the monsters.
Such a hero. That was a close call.
We're just in time.
You would have been leech food without me. You now owe me your life, Professor.
An hour later, at an order from Divallo. 2 guards appear at the dungeon of leeches. Divallo has a plan.
Hey, Cross Comics.
Yeah, that's Rick right there. Hey, Rick. Thanks for popping in.
I will acknowledge your existence, Rick. Mike will ignore you. He probably came in and left 20 minutes ago. Geez, keep up with the chat, Mike, while you read. Come on.
I try. It's just
I know it's not easy to host, is it? Okay, where are we at?
I know.
I want to read. Come on.
Yeah. He is plotting with the other Earthmen.
Dirty, stinking humans. I wonder what's up now. I'm clueless. Some new deviltry, I know.
The return trip to Divallo's palace.
Aware of Divallo's treachery. Von Strangle has betrayed us. I'll take care of them both, or both of them. Yeah, there we go. Nice design. Look at that. Some Art Nouveau. I don't know.
The Zeros, hapless slaves of Divallo, attempt to revolt, but Divallo's soldiers, armed with the most modern, death-dealing weapons, ruthlessly slaughter the unfortunate creatures.
The Zeros, they are revolting, but why do they attack us? Poor fools. They think we are friends of Divallo because we're in their ship, dumbass. Whoa, you know.
A short time later, once more, in the throne room, I have decided to spare your lives.
What's the catch?
My good friend Von Stengel has induced me to invade your Earth.
You're psychotic. You're moronic. You're ugly looking, and I don't like your hair. You're mad.
It's impossible. Your ships flew to Saturn. My ships will fly to the Earth. Professor, I command you to redesign your rocket ship. I refuse, never. Then not only you shall die, but your friends as well. You win, Divallo.
Oh, no.
Courage, Father.
We'll find some way to defeat them yet. I haven't got a clue, but we'll do it.
What will Rocket Riley do to defeat Divallo's daring plan? Be sure and get the next issue of Rocket Comics. How did you like that story, Rick?
No, I can't wait that long. I want to know.
Well,
I want to know now.
I don't know where you can find a physical copy, but of course, this site has the digital copies if you at least want to read the story. All right, so I'll real quickly breeze through it because we're coming up on the 2-hour mark here. I still, of course, have to do the This Day in Each History and then close out. But before we do that, I want to give you a chance to check out the rest, the rest of it. Won't read the stuff or just look at the art here. Comment.
Phantom Ranger within the law. Looks like Hopalong Cassidy. Of course, this would have been pre-Hopalong Cassidy, really.
Red Roberts, the Electro Man. You know, as I told you, of course.
Red Roberts, the Electro Man.
Yeah. Many of these anthologies had very heroes of our youth.
Heroes of Our Youth.
And they had these features.
Yeah, if you were born like. Yeah, that's cool. Heroes from Our Youth. If you were born in 1800, maybe. Steel Shark.
Oh, remember, these were 1940s, so Steel Shark.
Right.
Yeah, Buzzard Barnes, the pilot.
In the sub. Kamikaze pilot for the U.S.
Possible. And there we go back. Okay, so there we go. So that's all we have for the and I knew because the first story was 20 pages. This one was 16 that we just read, so I knew that would probably be taking up a huge chunk of the time. So that's why I only picked the two.
Right. Let's see that cover again. Let's see it.
All right.
Come on. Let's see it. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Worth 10 cents, wouldn't you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, you get, with a lot of these anthologies at this point, particularly these action adventure anthologies, you were getting, 68 to 71 pages. You were getting like 8 stories plus maybe the advertising pages and some featurettes in there as well. For 10 cents, I'd say that was a pretty good deal. Especially for that time.
What a deal.
Yeah. So,
well, back then, overall, 5, 10 cents went a lot further,
Overall, Rex, how did you like the
collection? It was horrendous, Mike. I barely made it through it.
Horrendous? I thought you liked Sky Wizard. You kidding with me again?
It wasn't that bad, was it?
Honestly, how
it was, very rare book, simple writing, artwork. Like I said, I'm glad that it was uncluttered. I think they could have done better with some of the narrative. They seemed to put that at the bottom of the panel just so that you could track it better. But yeah, I mean, some book like that, it needed really to be 64 pages or larger because you could read through something like that fairly quickly.
Yeah. Well, also think about this too. I mean, back in these days, they were not called comic books; they were actually called comic magazines. Were you aware of that? They were actually called comic magazines.
Funny books.
Funny books is another term that you use.
Yeah.
Would you like to come back at some point and
yes, I would, but I don't know if I can because I'm starting work next week, and so this is not going to be a good time. Only on the weekends.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, my signal's going out, so I want to try to finish the show up here.
Sorry about that.
So what we'll do right now is we're going to go real quick through this day in each history, and then we'll wrap things up with the closeout, and then today being Friday.
Well, I'm going to let you.
Well, you don't want to stick around.
Wrap it up by yourself, Mike. I'm going to go. Thanks for having me on.
All right.
What now?
You don't want to stick around and find out what happened and some of the interesting things that happened this day in each history. This May 10th, 2024.
Oh, way to put the guest on the spot, Mike. I guess I'll hang around. Damn.
Sure. All right. All right. So let me just real quick.
I got nothing else to do except set another stream up. That's fine.
2019. All right. Well, this last part will go kind of quickly. So today being Friday, May 10th, 2024. Let's take a look back at this day and Nietzsche history. History! And first off, I'm going to head back 75 years ago, as on this date, 75 years ago, back in 1949, the penultimate issue of Blue Ribbon Comics, issue number 5, went on sale on this date back in 1949, sold for 10 cents, 32 pages. This particular issue is titled Teenage Diary Secrets. So the 5th and penultimate issue.
So is that yeah, it's a comic. Okay. That's the cover right there, huh?
Right. And again, as we would get into the late 40s and early 50s, we would see a lot more kind of like romance, girl type comics,
yeah, young girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were trying to appeal to them back then. So there we go with that one. And then moving ahead to 2004, as on this date on 2004, WWE would hold its Monday night event from the HP Pavilion in San Jose, California. It was the Go Home Raw before the pay-per-view. I don't remember the name of the pay-per-view now off the top of my head, but the main event saw Chris Jericho defeat Christian in a steel cage match. Let's see, Eugene defeated Rob Conway. Randy Orton retained the WWE Intercontinental title over Edge. The show started out with a no contest between Shelton Benjamin and Triple H. So the Go Home Raw before pay-per-view here on back 20 years ago today, 2004. And 5 years ago today, back in 2019, here, 5 years ago today, Wit Studios anime film Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, The Battle of Yonado, premiered in Japanese theaters on this date back in premiered on Netflix also on Netflix as well on this date back in 2019. So 5 years ago today, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, The Battle of Yonado, the anime film produced by Wit Studio, premiered on this date back in 2019. So with that, I thank everybody for being here. Before we leave, of course, Rex, would you like to do an outro? Again, just reiterate, either, promote anything, talk about your channel, share any links,
we do a daily 4:00 shadow, as you know. That's 4 Central every day on YouTube. That's called the 4:00 shadow, and a Shadow Hawk that was in here earlier along with Iron Mike is on there graciously every day with me, putting up with my tomfoolery, like Mike does when I come on. It is the weekend, so no Rex, Hex, and Apex this week. Tomorrow will be Carrie's birthday that comes in all the time, so we'll be kind of celebrating that and talking about some late projects that aren't delivering somewhat. We may touch upon that. It'll be entitled Not My Problem, Where's My Stuff? I think that's a good title, don't you, Mike?
I guess so.
Yeah, and
I guess that is an attention grabber, to say the least.
Yeah, episode 744, Mike. So been doing it a while.
Yeah. Well, if you go back to a lot of my stuff, I've been doing these for a while as well. We started on these shows, on these historical comics. We started all the way back in 1933, and now we're up into early 1940, and we've been doing it very, systematically. So.
Oh yeah, there's something, you're systematic. That's for sure. Never deviate.
Yeah. So. No. Anyways, anything else you want to promote or anything there, Rex?
Well, we have Devil Flyer over on Fund My Comic. Thanks. I'm over on Twitter, Instagram, on Facebook as Rex Christian. Momentum is my comic name, Momentum Comics, Momentum Concepts. If you like that golden age feel of heroes and things, we got a little bit of that, but it's not all that. Go look at it over on fundmycomic.com. Doing fairly well with it, Mike. Getting ready to hit 30. I think the next person, we will go over $3,300. We're at $3,270 right now, 57 backers. We are fully funded. It's around, been working on it on the last story, which is like a 9-page thing. Been really thinking hard about what I want to put in that last story, because I really want it to be a story that grabs you and keeps you coming back, all these stories will be one and done stories, so they'll be fulfilling. There will be a cliffhanger, but we'll go straight into another book and won't keep people hanging too soon. It's probably about 85% done, so we'll be delivering here within the next few months. It's still in demand, just went in demand about a month ago, so we've still got some time. I still got wraparound cover to put on there and some other artwork and other commission stuff. So, and we're really close to unlocking another trading card for everybody. We've already unlocked one trading card and a magnet. If you signed up, you get a free trading card. Certain people will be getting a couple extra trading cards that are really rare, done by John Dillard. And so, there's potentially 8, 9, 10 items that will come with the book. RJ, who co-hosts with you some on the channel, will be fulfilling the campaign. So we're excited to get this out to people and see what, get some feedback about it.
All right. Well, I do hope at some point we can maybe get you back on here again to get your take on some of these comics that we're kind of just bringing back and just trying to get people interested. Okay. With that,
I may surprise you. If we have a rain night, where I can't work, or other than that, it'll probably be about October.
Oh, October again.
Because you're doing
your lawn care. Your lawn care work again. Your lawn care work. Your landscaping work again.
Well, it's we have the city contracts. We spray for mosquitoes, and I know we're having a meeting Monday. It'll probably be a short meeting just to go over a few things for us, and then we'll start the season at some point. We'll start driving.
Well,
the trucks are all ready. I know that.
Yeah, I do thank you and Shadowhawk for filling in on short notice like this.
Well, thank you.
It really helped, because
no problem.
These shows are always best when there's other people to do them with, because it's like the back and forth there is what really drives this. I could sit there and read and talk, give my own perspective, but sometimes having the back and forth is what makes it even that much more entertaining. Getting people engaged.
Sure. Yeah.
So
not as boring. Got it.
Yeah. So with that, I thank everybody for being here. Of course, we'll be back here on Sunday with our panel. We'll be back here on Sunday with our panel show, the weekend edition. We're going to actually be talking about some heavy stuff, so hopefully you guys will come back and check that out. Back on Monday with more niche news. Of course, throughout the week on Thursdays, we do the Indie Comics Showcase article from Bleeding Fool. And then next Friday, of course, RJ Carter will be in here, as we'll be continuing our look back to February 1940, I believe. Let's see if I'm right. I think we'll be doing comics from Novelty Comics, I believe. I'll have to double check. It looks like Rex left me. Okay. But with that, I thank everybody for being here. And of course, Apex Comics will be with me 2 weeks from today on the 24th. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope you all had fun. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. And with that, I will see you all Sunday. Bye.